Alrighty, so I'm pretty late to this one, so a little bit of apologies, but lateness is greatness, as they say. In any case, you guys, today I want to talk about Daniel Alondas, who went viral over saying certain things regarding her not wanting to hire white people. Now, if you don't know much about Daniel Alondas, she happens to be a game developer who's not all that experienced, but somehow has been hired by a subsidiary of EA Games in Cliffhanger Development, their game developers themselves. So they hired her to actually develop a Marvel's Black Panther video game. I think that video game was announced when the first movie was released that they were going to make this video game, but it takes a while to actually make video games. So she's working on it, and obviously the girl is woke, because she identifies as non-binary, and she's also come out to say that in her team that she worked with at the time, because this interview that is making the rounds now is from 3 years ago, that in her team she doesn't hire white people. There are no white people, and she starts to make all sorts of justifications that I wanted to react to, because this is the kind of world that we are living in today, where this is the kind of messaging that some of these people are trying to push out there, especially towards children, because generally video games are for kids. So in any case, you guys, I want to dive into this. I don't want to waste too much of our time. React to this particular thing that she's saying, because there's a source of controversy. People are defending her. Some of the people are, attacking her or whatever. And I'm just going to share my opinion as we go along. Feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Without further ado, here we go. Daniel Alondas, take it away.
I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games. But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team.
All right. Imagine if a white person said that we have a team, that is making a movie about Captain America, and they're all white people, right? Imagine the outrage that you will face. But when it comes to black people, it's fine. It's perfectly fine, because you can't punch upwards. Why? Because when it comes to the woke mindset, right? Black people are placed at the bottom of the totem pole. And I don't know why people still don't get it. That wokeness, the whole ideology, the logic behind it is to make black people feel less than, to be less than, not just to feel less than, because you are what you feel. So she can freely say this without any form of reproach or backlash or firing or whatever, being canceled or whatnot. But however, if it was a white person that said this, we all know what's going to happen, but let's continue. She goes on to try to justify not having any white person in her team. So let's see how she does that.
I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me.
Tell that to all the brothers and sisters in Africa that are trying to run away from people that look like them, and tell that to your Obamas, your Oprah Winfrey's, even Patrice Concolas from BLM. They all live in white dominated neighborhood. Patrice Concolas bought mansions in a neighborhood that is 88% white people. Matter of fact, when Candace Owens went to her place and tried to reach out to her, the security guard that opened the door or answered Candace Owens happened to be a white man. Patrice Concolas was trained by a white man. She is a trained Marxist. The person that trained her is a white man. And I guarantee you, this woman who's saying she's creating a safe space for black people, she's working for white people. The hypocrisy of it all. She's taking money from Cliffhanger Development. Cliffhanger Development has a white director. They've got a white CEO. They've got a white people in their entire business that she's working for. And I can guarantee you she doesn't live in the hood. I can stake my last money that she doesn't live in the hood. But she's telling you, oh, no, we got to create a safe space. Why do you need a safe space from white people? I can't imagine. So that's the general idea. Like I said, the logic of wokeness is absolutely ludicrous, because what it is doing is it is imbibing a nature of fragility into non-white people. The people that created the idea of wokeness, right? This is exactly what they want, to train you to become a weaker version of what they were. which is white supremacists. They want you to be a supremacist yourself, but to be a weaker version of it. And instead of you trying to go out there and dominate, they want you to live in fear and in hatred, because these are the sort of things that the logic is behind. Safe spaces sounds to me like segregation. You wanting to be away into a safe space where only black people exist. That's segregation. That's Jim Crow law. Who pushed those laws, right? White supremacy. And that's the exact law that wokeness is deeming or trying to legitimize amongst these people. Right? This is where we're at. Let's move on.
And I'm not saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments.
That's exactly what you're saying. When you're looking for a safe environment without white people, it means you are saying that they create unsafe environments for non-white people. Period.
Not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that sometimes it is hard to work with white people because they think that something may be okay, but it was really a microaggression.
See, that's the fragility that I'm telling you right there, right? That's the fragility that I'm telling you right there. Microaggression. What is microaggression? Saying certain things that, affect people in a negative manner, that kind of like disparages them, or it's kind of like intentionally or not intentionally hostile. It's such a broad term, right? That you really, anything can fall into microaggression. Like literally, I saw, I would say literally, I actually saw a video of a girl who was complaining about white people at her workplace because she had a hair on pretty much like mine, right? And a lot of people were complimenting her. Oh, your hair looks nice. Your hair looks nice. And this girl said that that was microaggression. Because when you have that mindset of hatred towards the people simply based on the color of their skin, whatever they do to you will be microaggression, because it is such a broad term, pretty much like white privilege, where you get so many people define it in a different manner. That's another woke logic. Pretty much like all of the things that they push out there, all of the logics, all the woke logics that they push out there, safe spaces, microaggression, white privilege, all of these things are to train non-white people to think that they are less than white people, to feel fragile around white people, to be angered by white people and not be able to do anything but seek validation from white people. This is the design. This is the setup. This is what they have planned. And with people like this, they are really, truly succeeding. They're truly succeeding. But hopefully, people keep on opening their eyes. That's my hope. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this, because I hope someone out there is actually listening and thinking critically for a second that, why am I all of a sudden angry when it comes to these people? Why is my focus on these people? Why is my life defined by proxy of these people? It's almost like as if black people do not have an identity for themselves without white people when it comes to people who are woke. That's it. When it comes to people who are woke. Now, a lot of people continue to say, oh, all of you are just using this woke thing. Do you know what it really is? Yes, I've already explained it before. Wokeness is the coming into consciousness of systemic injustices that were being perpetrated upon black people. But this was in the 60s, in the 70s. It's not happening today. However, it has been co-opted. It has been co-opted by the woke revolutionaries, the leftists, the progressives, right? And they have become the exact thing that they are projecting upon people. They are being trained to become that thing that they hate the most. That's why they are quick to call people racist, sexist, bigot, and whatnot. And these are the sort of people that EA Game is hiring. These are the sort of people that your Disneys are hiring. These are the sort of people that your CWs and all of these people out there, all of these Hollywood people are hiring so that they can push this message to more and more people to suppress your mind, because they want to tell you what to think instead of how to think. This is the world that we are living in. I just wanted to do a quick reaction to this. I wanted to know what you guys think about this, and what do you think about the game that is coming out? I feel like the Black Panther game is going to be dead on arrival. She did go on to say that if it was a black person that made the game that she made or novel that she made, I really don't understand. Validate, that's the name of the thing. She's calling it a game here, but when I read about it, I thought it was a novel, a graphic novel or whatever. She's claiming that because she's black, that's why the Validate didn't get great reviews or didn't get as much traction as it should, but that if she was white, and she created that thing, the validate the game or the novel or whatever it was, that she would have gotten traction. Well, I can clearly tell you, you probably haven't heard about Eric July. Eric July happens to be a black dude who made a comic about a black dude, and everybody that got their hands together, they made that comic were all people of color, not because they wanted to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. They just happened to be friends who were interested in the same thing, and they made a comic book that happened to be about a black person. There were other, white people and whatever in it, but the main guy character was a black person. My point is that particular comic book made $1 million in one day, beating Keanu Reeves' Berserker comic book that made $1 million in 24 days. That was the record for an indie comic book. However, Young Ripper's comic book beat it in 24 hours, right? So don't give me that BS. And this is the kind of BS they kept telling black people, that, oh, because you're black, you're never going to make it. That's what they're trying to tell you. But that's all fallacy, because that's what wokeness is all about. It's all based on fallacy. And that's why when you ask them, give me a today current proof of the systemic injustices people are facing and what is justifying your reasons for being racist, and you call it reverse racism, that's what they call it, but it's racism, and they can't give it to you, they will always turn back to history and tell you, well, in 1955, this happened to this. In 18 something something, this happened to this. What about today? Because they really are marginalized. They're protected. But in any case, you guys, let me know what you think about everything I've said. And, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, dig that bell for notification. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, peace, and Sayas out.